kind of
Jimmy sent me
switch
2 screenshots,
back to more scratch
which is just
engine-ish
basically
type
showing me that
stuff.
he's got what I've got here.
There's other streams going, but
However,
they're like really important for me not to miss some of
the
this
event received controller
stuff
change.
going on.
You're passing the new controller.
I don't know what day it is. Oh, it's Tuesday. Okay. Um, yeah. So this is the optimized version. We want to optimize this now. I can't stress this enough. The other way to do this also is to convert everything into. Oh, I see a line on that P. So the other way to do this, if I could point this out, that P has no line. Okay, and the thing about this, if I wanted to make this into a 3D text, it's like a cheap way to do it. A little harder maybe, and then there's like a more cool way, converting it into vertices.
Oh, I gotta fix up the weighting
Some other
on there.
crazy way to render this. So I like exploring these little things, and they seem to be just like bottlenecks of time and rabbit holes of death. That's why I find them interesting. I'm trying to torture myself here, but I find that after all this torture,
We probably don't
I
need this.
gain a lot of like XP or something. So let's see. This one is working. I broke the one in between. This is where I really went wrong. Like I broke it and I forgot. So my quad text vector.
We don't know what's calling event received controller change.
And then
Now
this one works. I don't know why the D is cut off, but that's just easy to fix. But then when I go to quad text vector, okay, default text vector, I wonder what this does. And like this is why I separated all these code bases, so I could really have a scratch down versions of everything, because it just gets really confusing reading all these like spaghettiest codes. Okay, this one works too, and they might be a little different. So what I really need to do is go in and compare these files to my see, cache text proc would be like the final version. Cache quad 2 text is the pre-made version where quads have one pass setup, and cache quad text main is the one that's just dead that I need to compare. It runs, it allocates stuff, it does sort of the same stuff as cache quad text 2. So yeah, this is like for one little feature. And like, why don't I just use IMGUI and then just get Node UI and just use all these libraries on top of each other, and just rip somebody else's RTS engine and just start doing it that way. Because I am gonna use IMGUI in source, and I have plenty of things to fix in source right now, including Steam SDK. I don't know, like achievements don't work in my space example. They do work when I switch the Steam ID to space example, but I got my own things to work, like my own inventory thing. Kinda. There's still some more features I need to like grind in. Yeah, so shader editor for source also has some sort of node, like IMGUI type library, but it has some sort of a problem here. A lot of things, I guess, changed
this
or
combat
something.
controller is going to have me pulling my hair out. Why did I decide on
And for the
turn-based?
reason of Matt
I've been
sys-control
thinking
lib
about turn-based
doing this to
stuff.
me means that this is just going to be a grinding nightmare.
Ideally, I would
But that's okay.
but
I could sometimes do these like in 15 minutes, like a quarter of these every 15 minutes, and it's like not that bad. It's just getting into that. That's why I'm trying to piece by piece do some of these smaller things. All right, so this is what I was dealing with yesterday. Tracing or digging through Steam tier 1 and tier 0 into operating system calls.
Get some munchies. Oh, you're too far from me.
So-
mate.
I want to load up my other samples. I think I was attempting to.
Pip doesn't have like. It needs something.
Well,
set
I was
to it.
attempting to make a backend server thing yesterday until the AI just went crazy and just gave me a PAM file and just got stuck sending zeros and pluses to me, which was like amazing. I was just like, all right, that means I should just go and just pass out. Like, that's a sign. Like, when it sends you this and it doesn't stop, and then later it freezes, you're like, okay, cool. Like, it sent me the thing.
Almost needs
It
to
means you've
roll
hit the
over.
ultimate, like, edge of the universe here.
What if?
I mean, it did generate this part of the public key.
Damn the drivers.
So, yeah, it's like designing systems here. Let's see. We're first going to do a really simple comparison of the thing works to the unoptimized thing to in between the optimized thing, and then we're going to compare the optimized thing to the thing that doesn't work, and then the optimized thing to the thing that does work. Oh, it's just like magnificent fun. I also have to load another project. Cube Vertex. Because, yeah. Because I want to get back into Hammer and making maps, kind of doing more of the workshop type development. At the same time, try to implement the workshop. So Vertex Animation, OpenGL 3 has all these projects. I haven't tried the Tetris game. I also need to go back and do some bufferlib stuff and fix their main sample of the terrain flatteners. Because apparently it's a Linux-only project or something. Well, it's Raylib, but it's got some sort of. It had a bunch of just generated code, and I was just like on the stream all the time, watching and participating. Not really. I would just kind of go in there and troll the guy and be like, cool. I love what you're doing. This is like super hard. But it's got like all these video cards. It'd be like really interesting to be able to like write you the purple environments and then actually implement them in like a real engine, like Unreal or Source or maybe Unity or something, and then use that capability in a commercial sense, even for real life applications like Amazon packet sorting or something. But it's here, Vertex Animation GL. This is the main sample that all started this project really.
That's how it works.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Trying to load Steam API with Perl. It's like a Scratch inventory request project.
They're on to me.
So this Vertex Animation. Now I need to be like more professional and actually get GLT up to work and actually do Vertex Animation off of a model that got exported and re-imported and through an asset system pipeline thing. That's like too advanced for me right now, but whatever. I mean, it's kind of not. I compiled source models for a long time, so I know a lot about like even doing facial animations. But I saw the Game of Thrones game on mobile. It's so awesome, but it runs like a brick on my device. It's just like, whoa. But I was amazed. I was like, this makes the device just die, and this device is not even that bad. Like it's not an iPhone. It's a like Xiaomi like C63 or 65 or something. But it's got 6 gigs of, and it's probably like 8 cores. So it's like, it's got pretty like right in the middle where you want your cell phone to be specs. It's not too expensive, like $200. And it's not cheap. It's not like one of those Obama phones. Like I have like a few of them too around. I three, like an older one and kind of like two newer ones. But I've also ran Source SDK on that phone, so what I run Game of Thrones on, and it runs fine. It runs actually decent. So there's other things that where I'm trying to also re-emulate Hammer. I've gotten Hammer plus plus to run, which is nice. It's a brush creator. Me trying to make. So I need to get the Hammer project and actually try to compile Hammer at some point. Because there's no source code for Hammer plus plus, the only closest thing is map base, I guess. And I need to get more hard drives and actually install things like Unreal and Unity and try more engines. And Godot, maybe. People make a lot of cool stuff in that, and they don't really have that raw operating system low levelers background. I found that there's people that are more low levelers who are designing their own stuff, their own renderers, and doing all these like crazy things. Then there's the guys that just like take the engines and make like these nice fun little games, and they don't even like really know coding too much. A variety of kind of stuff people are into. All right, so back to the text renderer.
A reference should never be used unless it has gone through and is valid at a point.
Which one is the first one I loaded? Default text vector or quad text vector? I get confused by this names now. I was hoping not to do that, but that's why I named them kind of like these different names. But it's kind of inevitable because there's going to be so many of them, and the operation is very surgical. They're going from like this kind of straightforward to non-straightforward, linear-ish setup. See that these files are similar-ish, but when we compare them,
This bug's been bugging me for a couple days, and I've had a lot of
it's a
time to
whole
think about it. You know what I mean?
gang of
shit.
It's not the same.
The auto lock target.
Almost half.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Shaders are the same.
So I use like the one. For all my foliage, I use
Coding a Google Scratch video. I think I was looking for this. Like, I'm always looking for the old stuff I've seen and then kind of didn't have time.
This is a good
And it's kind of like, it's weird. It'll just keep like, things will keep like repeating. They'll just keep deja vu. Yeah, this is what I want to see these guys. They were coding this like back in the day, right? No, 3 weeks ago. Oh no, it's this guy. Oh, I've seen this. That video is pretty good too. It's more of like the operating system.
There's this store. Nope, just lied.
Things you can accomplish in Unity like in minutes, but it really takes a lot of effort.
So I have permutations to switch things. I should actually have a permutation to switch this
Calling that variable once it's
so that there's only
Cache
two
quad
choices.
text main.
But using the same UV mapping ID
This one
system,
doesn't work,
and then the colors
and this one
will
does
be
work,
the leaf.
but this one is better.
There's
the
nothing.
approach.
Oh yeah, there is alpha data because there's
if not
planes.
valid.
What I need to check here.
Yep, none of the code on the is not valid
Then the
references
additional
it
layer
at all.
levels.
It never comes back up.
And so I still have like that's for the leaf, so I still have complete freedom
I'm good,
over
right?
parts of the leaf and their coloring.
So
I did that
text
purely
renderer
just for
5. This has
direct color control.
I need
Rather than
text
getting the
4. I'm guessing I deprecated this. Quad text renderer
That
main.
is RGB.
Cache quad
I don't
text
know. I
renderer
feel
main.
like it never hurts to pick
This
some
one
sort of
doesn't
firm
work.
thing.
Yes. I need to go through and set my max in game for all my textures, so so I'm reducing memory usage.
Instead of calling this,
Follow cams, just a range of.
it obviously calls that.
But if you had like just a color driver of 0 to 1, right? 0 being your like, let's take a leaf for example, and you only had 2 colors you needed to assign to it. Then using
Yeah,
what
so
method is it? It's gonna
Kind of want to
if
go
I
to the
change
nitty
it
gritty
to
right
like
away and
shader and
get it done,
everything
but
can't be fucked.
that's
But
kind of a counterintuitive and all this.
masks,
It always
no
is.
sRGB, so all linear color information in RGB. Grayscale is
We have to go to renderer.
G816 RGB8 sRGB.
Because it
Okay.
seems that we're
Do you
setting
have,
this
like,
up the
single
same.
channel? I guess grayscale would be.
I think they're both
single
calling
channel.
INAT text
What,
renderer
have I got
5,
a texture I can test this on?
but
Not
they
yet.
might be different. But I do need to go compare. Yeah, INAT text
The
renderer.
spider
They both
lily
call it.
texture, actually, because it's broken at the moment.
Both load
Grayscale
aerial.
gives us 4 channels.
But cache text type main.
Masks
Doesn't
gives
work.
us discards the alpha and just uses sRGB.
Why? Because
There must be a way
it's
to
a morph between cache quad text. It kind of, I don't know. It might not be possible to make this work because it's so in between. That's what I'm kind of getting to.
Is there not a way to discard channel information that's not being used? Surely.
Default text. I think this is the other one that works that I just didn't.
You wouldn't want to load it all into memory.
It's real fun when you log on to like.
Maybe it's at the input stage. Compiler does it automatically. It does it. So the compiler discards any channels that's not being used. So if you just pull out from the red channel of a mask texture, it's going to discard the rest that aren't being used. But then the sample's loading it into memory, right? Or is the compiler doing that?
Okay.
So the compiler will, because it's still a texture lookup, right?
So it's doing this because this has to realign every. What one
Very
does
confused
is
about that.
generates a texture for every character. What one does is put all the characters into one texture, and that's
So
one of
I
the
always
major
imagined
changes.
that it
Two
would do
major
the-
changes.
I'm having other shit where like freezing and not doing things.
Load the texture
Let's
into
go to
memory.
diagram mode.
Now that we get that bogged down, I feel like I gotta.
Or does it discard the rest automatically? It kind of sounds like it would discard it automatically then? Is that what
There's two
you're saying?
systems here.
When
One being
compiled,
converted
it
to
just
the other.
discards it. Okay.
I have to draw like a big line.
Use that stuff too.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
So any unused channels just get discarded. Well, then it would make sense. I didn't realize it worked like that. I thought you would set the texture, it would do the texture lookup.
This is what it does.
You know, that kind of makes sense, actually. Yeah, just store it in one channel and pull off the
I'm
R
so
channel.
glad
Text.
that's fixed.
If what Cluster's saying is the way, then that's what Unreal's doing. I wonder if there's a way to check that.
The rules for
Because I know a normal map
Non-op-
automatically discards the B channel, but I'm not too sure. Oh, well, when you import... Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah. I was overthinking it.
Generates a bunch
That's
of
me with new news. To be fair, the system worked great. It's just
lights.
it was that null.
Yeah, okay, so it is discarding it, because in the viewer, if I set it to normal map, well, hold on a second, it's not on normal map,
Just
probably
Wait, what
because
the
I've got
fuck?
data.
makes me
stored
really
in
lazy
the
to
channel.
want to do this.
No, okay, that's
But-
not normal map for, I'm not too sure. Yeah, see, it
Very
discards it here. A normal map just gives us the
helps.
RNG,
Because of the frustration.
and then I guess generates
Whereas
the,
this,
like I can't turn on and off. I don't understand. I'm now confused. I've confused myself even further.
text, cached. So this upgrades actually two systems. And that's the problem. You kind of have to do it simultaneously. So like A, B, C, D, E.
There is be the reason why I was using BC7.
No, imagine.
Why confused? Well, in the texture
No,
viewer,
no,
if you
no,
switch
no.
something to a normal map, it discards these two channels. They're not selectable or turn offable. However, something's still being generated there, I guess. So the sampler, depending on
the
what
other part of
channels
it
aren't
is-
being
Removing it.
utilized,
They both draw
discards
quads.
the rest of the texture and loads that into memory.
But
I
the
quit.
two parts are
I thought I was knowing what I was doing until this day. I officially
Masks
don't know
discard
the
Those
way
alpha
that it
channels.
holds texture coordinates.
It's just
And
linear.
also, here the quads get
How does this make
re-rendered.
sense?
So basically,
City assets. Why
They
did
get,
I?
like,
I guess species
recycled
7,
or regenerated every
because some
second.
of these
Here,
assets will be
they just go.
driving color from.
It's a bad diagram, but
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm not. Are you sure?
text
It just disregards
optimize
the additional channel info.
to quad
Discards.
cached for really fun thing. Okay. Once it displays, you're just like, oh, it worked. Cool.
Oh,
And this is what this thing
it's not
does.
even using the
Look,
correct
it
normal.
like generates the vertex array. Dynamic draw.
And it's 4K. I need to go through optimize all my
And yeah, this one is trying to
Why are you telling me all
optimize.
of this?
But what it does is that it generates the
If I run it right
character
now,
thing,
probably
and it
should be
just
broken
generates
by
the
now.
vertices each try, and it subbuffer data send them back into it.
And it's shiny.
Sometimes they have a version where it just literally just keeps allocating new buffers every run, every frame. And it's calculating this X
It's
advance.
packed, which means the metallic map will
So
be
how would
in
you
the B channel.
reposition
So
the
yeah,
quads also, even if you had the cache?
the roughness map. I need to
So
go
it's like these like two headaches at once.
I don't understand what's happening.
But it's possible though. Mathematically, like I thought in my head, and I was just like, oh, okay,
I really gotta
like
sit
why
down
can't I just do
and
this? And this calls render
all
text.
existing
So on the other one, you would have to call this, and the INIT frame kind of bake it. But here it's like kind of like it's pre-baking the material, but you have to pre-bake the material and the quads.
You know, I thought about that.
We've
Yeah,
clearly just been making
so-
city assets.
Oh, and
things in
this one is
the
using
top
glute.
abstract
Oh,
files.
so probably the difference between this one, the
This
glute
should
one.
be shiny and this should be wooden, and it looks like the metallic maps.
No, this is using GLFW.
It's an after
I lied.
MVP thing. I
It's-
suppose so.
The other one just got renamed.
By the way, if anybody didn't know, I'm always the one to find these weird fucking problems that don't.
Hey Jay, by the way, here you go.
Okay, so first we're gonna run my reset binaries.
All right, I think that's enough of a
Okay,
jog
let's
for now.
compare these
Like
two
a light
files.
jog. I'll probably put it in the engine.
This was
later.
just part of the
I think once.
to
We
do
can
list.
refine it later, but something.
I could do another
temporarily
comparison. It
start
would be better.
mucking around with speeds.
Do more comparisons just to kind of have these open
Prior to plugging in the variable.
for reference when I'm working on it.
Oh,
Is that
so
enough
by
of a
plugging
jog?
it in,
Yeah,
compiling
so there
it,
was
and
just a
unplugging
rename
it, so
really
I only get
and a
to
cleanup.
whatever it was.
We could
these
actually
two,
pivot
but
the foot.
essentially
Like,
they are
Sean,
same.
we were both saying it
Maybe
should
one
have-
has a
that should
bug
have
now.
known- that should have known the
One was
variable.
just like, oh, I got it done. Now it's time to
Graham, you
clean
said
this
you
up.
had to do that- You had to do that for your guys. What was the solution? Did you end up plugging in a blank variable, or did you just set up, or did you just do a set?
I don't know why. Oh, and this one is an int. So this one has more error checking. The one on the left, I think, is the better one,
I could have sworn we
or the more
had
cleaned up one. The one on the right is the original
an in-between
prototype
Sean, just
I got working. I was like, okay,
I could have sworn.
before I
we did
leave,
that.
and then that one I cloned it, picked it up, cleaned it.
Did we not?
So by setting,
I might have
created a
accidentally
null
removed it.
variable, set it, compile, ran it,
You
it was set.
excuse
And then I
Jim, thank you.
disconnect it, compile, run again. It's still fixed.
So you see that it generates a texture
I don't know.
for
Like,
every character in this, right?
Yo, what?
All the other one,
Generate Visual Studio project files.
the other one.
Well, there's one here.
We have to go to the same line number.
Can I? You know what's weird,
It's
guys?
fighting me
I
because
have a
it
weird
knows.
memory of having to do this with the no variable.
This
But
one
nowhere
has it.
in my project
What?
is there a no variable like
At
that.
26,
Go to
it's
250.
6 points after.
Okay, yeah. So we see that this got deleted.
And then I deleted the no
I just
variable,
completely
kept
just
working. Or
rewrote it.
maybe the no variable
Here
existed in
it's
the
called
project and I never moved it over. That's possible
INIT
too.
text renderer, and it got converted
My mind is so fucking blown.
4 or 5 times, maybe even 6. But
The
it,
arms
it's
could have
it's
it.
number 5 now. So we see here, instead of generating texture, which is basically this command, GL gen textures for every For every character,
Central Time?
I do something different. I generate the texture. After I
Is that
for
closer
loop
where
through all
you're
this,
from or New York?
collect,
Wait.
right,
You're closer to
all the
than
glyph
I am. I
faces,
know
and
where
then
you are,
later
Brandon.
for loop through all the glyph faces, atlas them. Yeah. Then do this kind of print everything,
Maybe a little bit of
make
extension.
sure everything's right,
Breakpoint
and then I
is
put
like
them
I
into the
think
texture coordinates. So I added this
dude, I spent
new
yesterday
for
putting breakpoints
floats
and
for the
print screens
quads
and narrow shit down.
texture
It took me
UV
most of the day to
coordinates.
even realize
I don't like the
I think
idea
my
of
brain
this.
was
The
tired
texture
because I
ID
was
we
not-
could have just thrown away
I was
maybe.
not
6
operating
frames.
Just
after
packed everything to one
so like
texture
I'm
at this point.
struggling to think. It's like kind of like
The other
Word
goal is
docs
to
or
also
two
render
documents.
3D models and
Struggling to
UI
think of
just
what
all
I
on
had
the
to do.
same, maybe even texture, maybe even
I think I
but
forgot
on the
I'll
same
pause it doing
for
that.
sure
Yeah.
VAO
but I
vertex
did manage
attributes
to
array on the
narrow
same
it down
shader.
and realize so I was able
So
to
there's like
convert
a lot of
using
this.
breakpoints.
Is there a
It's
rough
not like
speed
it's
hiding
same.
in
It's
this, or is
just
this
one
the
pass.
fastest? This is the jog I'm working on. So the current run
That's
600
like
centimeters per second. I'm thinking of doing like an in between, right?
a really cool thing to do.
It's
But
only
your
a temporary
video card and
filler,
CPU will love you for it, I
just
think.
to test the camera momentum.
And this is the cache part
And
that I
that's sort of
started to add.
our fast
So you,
speeds.
instead of calling render text, you do cache text,
And then we have
which
the
is a
jog.
similar thing, but it puts it into the
So we'll have like
vector
she'll run
array.
the jog first,
Now
and
later,
then
I don't
cache
use a
it'll
vector array,
initialize
even though I
the
could,
state, or we use the shift key.
kind of like
to
Android does.
fast. There'll be no stamina
But
usage in
I
the
was more
application, I don't think, like
thinking
most of
that
the
I could still write a class to modify the
and if they want to go faster,
malloc
they'll
array.
put on the mount.
It could be also made by new, I think. It would not really matter, new or malloc. I think they do exactly the same thing deep down in the operating system. Malloc is just more compatible
But I
with
just need a
everything, I
temporary
guess.
jog animation at least to test the camera
Got this
stuff
advanced
at a
thing.
different speed. Well then, yeah, I think it works at a jog.
So let's-
I think so too. I can come clean up the arms and stuff later.
So I don't think it's even possible for this too.
I'm 50 minutes into Wednesday.
For this cache quad text main to render
So
text.
memory-wise, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, so the texture itself still gets loaded into memory.
Don't guess. No.
Well then,
I don't wanna guess.
that's up to you
So-
on the input then,
I
right?
can't guess.
Because
Then
Unreal will not load the channel data
I
into
have
memory
to-
if there's nothing in those channels.
Savage gonna start calling you senpai.
So
I have to
if you
try
want
for a
to
second to
import a
see if this
texture
will
with just
kind of
an
do
R
something.
channel,
We know we set the texture down here somewhere.
surely, right? You would then have to.
Do we? Do we
remove
even
the
like
channel.
set the
That doesn't
texture?
seem to be an option
It's
to
right next
remove
to each
them
other.
or give you a compression.
We
format
try to
that
cache
works
the
on a single
text.
channel.
I commented it out for whatever reason.
Okay, so for you,
We initialize the
Unless
font, so
grayscale
we load
does
the
that.
texture. The texture
And
loads.
the-
I know that.
We have a lot more.
The texture.
I could pump out the
viewer
vertex
doesn't do a good
arrays
job of
data.
representing that.
What's in
So this channel's kinda
VRAM
funny because, like,
inside the,
I started at
Take it with a
9
grain of
Eastern,
salt.
and
so
then
6 p.m.,
Single channel format is grayscale. And
I can
Unreal,
maybe
yeah, it
jumpstart
sounds-
this again,
it
but
makes sense.
I should just go to the next project where I was left off.
I just get super confused.
Then, like, for
Oh,
me,
it
it's like
does.
9 o'clock, so it's like
What
end
the
of
fuck?
night,
Why
and
wasn't
kids
that
are down, they're
disabling
Oh,
those
one-
channels before? Okay, grayscale is the format.
And then,
So on
Maybe I got
render,
confused by the
people
RGB.
start waking up
8.
as time
we
goes
do
on.
call
Really,
render
it should just
text,
be
but
R.
what render text does,
And then
it's not doing anything in this case.
Eventually, our New Zealanders wake up.
Okay,
and
we got the
fucking
projection matrix
crazy.
I'm
camera.
confused by that description.
The camera
okay,
gets
that-
set.
It is, yeah.
The camera
Grayscale
could be the
is
problem also, but
Me too.
I think the shader fixes that
So wait,
problem.
are we saying Travis
And that'll
Scott is
discard
The
all
vertices,
channels except
okay.
for the R channel.
So the
I
array
think
is not
that's actually
optimized.
what two of
It
the-
only draws
Van came to chat once, right?
No,
Travis?
don't
Did
cluster
you
for
have
that. That was a
any
good
of them?
discussion. It's good
the
to
recycle
know,
the
right?
same what quad. Or,
Because that's like huge
no, it
memory
just keeps
saving.
creating more
And
quads.
especially if you're using like a 4K mask or something, or a 2K mask.
See, we added
2K
these text
at,
coordinates.
what's that per channel? Like a few meg. And so you're literally taking only 20.
Before it was just
25%
using
of
these
that,
plain,
or 33.3 if
I
it's
guess,
just
coordinates. I'm
no
not sure.
alpha.
Oh, the goals show.
What
in
was
the
this?
about
BC7
section?
because it was packed, right?
This is where I'm confused. Why is
So many
this
stuff
here?
that no one's can know all. Yeah, I know. There's so much to think about. I was thinking about this last night while I was doing things. I was going, because I'm disappointed at how fast the game's progression it
them, they
keeps
weren't there. Why
disappointing
the
me.
fuck would they?
Then I
they're
realized
getting
like
more
how much
licenses.
actually gets done.
Hi, Snowy.
Like there's just so much to consider and think about whenever approaching anything. And you
So
want
I'll
to
be
try
seeing
and
you in the
catch as
early-
much as you
if
can.
you're-
Well,
if
I
you're
like to,
coming
so
back,
that I'm
I'll
not
be seeing you in the
revisiting
early
things. But I find I'm always revisiting things anyway.
Possibly when you wake up.
It's like a double-edged sword.
Maybe it was
Constant
zeros and ones for the texture coordinates,
parameters.
and all these
Variables
versions
and
got
bits and
upgraded
pieces to
anyway.
think about that you have to piece together
I just forgot where
before
which
making
project that
an
was.
informed decision. Best strategy is not
projects or even while they sleep. 'Cause the
I
music
guess it
stops.
helps, but you
I'll
will
just
end
check
up
the shader
revisiting
real quick
anyway,
here.
right? You won't catch anything, everything.
Dan's a heavy lurker.
And I guess that's where a team comes into play, right? So that you have
I'm pretty sure
specific
he's lurked me before,
departments
too.
focusing on
I don't remember his
one
screen
set
name,
of
though.
things, but then they have to work in tandem. So I don't know, man. Life is hard. You won't
might do
finish
that,
anything
say
if you
hi and go to work
pre-optimize.
for a bit.
Yeah,
You're
but you
one of
also
those
won't have
young
an
kids.
experience if you don't do some
To
form
be fair,
of
Corbett, you get
optimization.
to work and then pop back in.
Like,
if you're not
sweet, I
busy.
want get people to play test my game and get it a bit of feedback or start like a little bit of a marketing push with a minimum viable product. But if they can't run it,
We'll just set the texture
then
to
I'm
red.
screwed. A first impression still matters, right?
Graham, you're not in the time zone. You're just in time. For you,
So you still have to make it accessible. I guess accessible is the word, right? It needs to be accessible, but further optimization
You're
can
just in
come
regular
later.
time.
So I probably need to learn that.
Graham's one of the only one of us
Too
that's in
fit.
regular time.
Okay.
Constant,
Let's see.
it's constant learning.
All right, so it works.
Constant learning.
How does this compare to the other
Presentable.
one?
There you go. Has
It
to
looks
be
right because you can
presentable,
see the L's and the commas.
These guys are fucking 9 or 8.
Does that say you're running your pre-alpha?
It looks like it's
testing?
just not doing the
You
texture
even
right.
streamers, like
You work from home too,
pre-alpha
so 3 months
testing
before
or
shoot,
even
do you
alpha
tour?
testing.
So we kind of fixed it right there.
I love
It's
it.
just not sampling.
If they're not
Text
game
chords,
developers
right?
or things like that, they're not
Yeah,
going to be
text
thinking
chords
of
be,
it
gets
in
passed in as the ZW chord.
They don't maybe quite absorb what
On my off time, I
alpha
give you
really means,
fuck?
unless they've been a part of enough tests
Is this not working?
you know they're expecting some sort of
Oh, no.
functioning
This is
product,
the one that's
and
not
of course
working.
they're expecting bugs, but
Sorry.
unplayable
Oh yeah, Corbett's in
That
the
was
same
stupid.
time
first
zone as
impression.
Graham, I
And
forgot.
Why did I even
probably
do that?
impression
And I have,
of
I know,
the
2
developer.
vertexes
I know what country you're in.
objects,
Just
but
to
I was thinking of like, what if I had
You
2
can provide
vertexes,
a
2
PC.
same character on top of each other,
My
and they would
game
have
costs
different parameters.
$3,000 comes with
I'm
gaming
exactly
PC to
where I
run
need to
it.
be. Graham's a gift because he's in the present. Aww.
I have to write the same exact line of
Consoles are
code.
no
It's
longer
faster
developed
to
for
just
all games,
rewrite it.
but consoles are developed for a game.
I should have used my line on you, Travis. When you said
Igasm
what are
and
the drugs like
fungasm.
over there? I should have said you're a drug.
I don't think that's 2 options. I think both need to be.
Okay.
I think you need both, right? Surely.
Then,
Fluffy as fuck.
If you were judged on your pre-alpha game, everyone would suck. That's true.
yeah, we still get blank screen. I wonder why.
That's by
I think it's a
to
bug
save
within
on
the
CPU.
within the
Hello,
garbage.
Sai, by the way. Good.
Something's garbaged out.
You stop learning when you're dead. Good point. Good point.
Look out, let me get it.
Probably no quads in the array or something.
Move your fluffy butt.
It's just certain. The gaming PC console per game is such a
Is that what you're hunting?
it's such a vibe. It's kind of true, isn't it?
Something to grab that with. I've never seen one of those before.
Render text, generate quads. It's subwoofer the data's VBO. Does it select VAO? What happens to the VAO here? Who's responsible? It probably isn't even being called. Oh yeah, it is not being here. There's no generation of it here. For sure. Yeah, it's just not being generated. Nice. Okay. That's the only issue. What if it was being generated?
I know you don't like that stuff. Yes, I'm in New York. Ask him
Okay.
what rude caffeinated beverage he drinks and you'll know.
So I was trying to destroy that deliberately and put it in a different area because that's the main thing, is not having it do that performance destruction by calling render text and forcing it to call cache text. Okay, so now the cache quad main example renders something, but
God, such
that was like the point for me to
subtle
find that again,
movements make
because it's
so
supposed
much
to
of a difference. It's crazy, right?
vectorize it.
Humans are very
Boston, it's coffee. Coffee.
So let's
like
see.
the littlest of movement can make a significant difference.
So what Graham just wrote would be
Trying to
here, and what Sean wrote would be Boston.
We could kind of start moving up the
Copy
next
is
level
Boston.
quad
Coffee,
text too.
that's me. You know, it's
We're
funny,
trying to
I
put a
don't
camera in
know
here
if
too.
I'm from New York,
Yeah,
but
because that's the
I
other
out with certain words I say.
thing about it. The next two upgrades would be camera
And I only
and
know
3D
that
model.
because chat points it out.
Maybe just a cube, and then start to try to import GLTF.
You caught.
And then at that point, it's like you have almost time GUI because you have that quad cache text. So you could just write UI like almost nothing. But at first, it's just like you have these spaghetti things you're kind of trying to deprecate, which is hard.
Stupid
You have these
contractors,
super
so annoying. I get
VRAM
it.
allocation procedures
He always talks shit.
that made it so it's just like,
Go
oh
on.
well, just give me like
And a
256
feature in the game. He said, like,
video
it's
RAM.
console.
I actually don't do it here. I could though. I could specify a
The
longer,
game is so hardcore that it kills your system.
but and then just like throw them away. Like just tell it, okay, copy all these like quads or triangles. And I also wrote a function that adds just triangle. One of these, just like half of this function, to make sure like it only does 3 vertices and returns 3.
I wanted the graph editor.
That will
Y location.
make it so you can dynamically allocate
Forward
and like
just
keep like shuffling stuff from the buffer and changing it. You could also reshuffle it theoretically. Make a shuffler. It doesn't really have that yet, but at least it's different in the sense that we're not deleting it,
That'll do.
statically drawing all these things, and it won't use kind of this, but this is like more of a layout.
Okay, a little bit more.
Just render this again.
Everybody was doing it. It was crazy.
And here the challenge is how to get these quads to be characters. So first, let's disable some parts of the shader, or just like trying to be a little advanced flashy. Let's disable the time in this card. It's using like 6 built-in variable. The other thing I want to do is rewrite the shaders to be like 140. Not sure if I can just do that right now.
So that and that gets copied to here.
I may have to go look at the spec though.
Copy back over to last frame. And then we need to grab that frame.
Just render everything. Okay, it does.
Disarm. Copy and paste it onto frame 26.
What if we replace 334
Like how?
with 140?
Yeah, we're good.
Like old school shader. But it should be compatible, or the layout thing, I think, is not a part of the
Okay,
fun.
is it fast enough? Well, we can speed it up in Unreal to find out, but that should do for now.
Oh no! After deleting, there's no difference.
See what it shows. Okay, it killed it.
It's kind of like, kind of wish he had a bit more hop.
Shader destroyed it. Okay, we know that that's an issue though. Okay, it rasterizes text. Why does it mess up on shader though? Why? Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like I should have just started with that old shader. I think I know why.
Oh shit! I missed a lot
Okay.
of chat. Sorry.
Let's do it like this. We have to keep the
Never sends me
330s.
just one message. She sends me like 5 in a row. I'm impressed with those people that can actually do that on their phones, right? My sentence building in my brain only is a 30 word buffer. Fair enough.
So we get
You
like
look
the
at other animals with
ultimate
tails, the tips
optimization
never
here.
flick about like sails.
I believe that we don't
Feel
need
like she
this
should
in
have
the
a swordtail
140.
within minutes running around with that much whip. Yeah,
The 140
I need
guarantees this is gonna work
we
on a
might
freaking
ignore
potato.
the whip for now because it's definitely too aggressive, which means we just reduce the damp track, right? But I think we might convert this into physics, same as we do the here, because otherwise we're just going to be, I think we're going to have to constantly change like damp track parameters. Sometimes we're going to want the tail to whip pretty aggressively and other times not.
And then you can put in either
Stumbled
a YouTube
into
link,
a new
not
problem.
the one with
You have
.de, that won't work.
physics. Well, we got the braid working stable on the here, right?
And
No
then,
more teleporting.
Or you, yeah,
Sub-stepping on the physics thread. Like, it does
I don't know
the
why
thing.
it's not picking
It's
that
pretty
up, but
damn
whatever.
good, apart from weight values not seeming to contribute at all to it that much.
Maybe the layout was
So
the
we
only
could
problem.
definitely do
I
the
hope
same
so.
thing on the tail.
That is a good song.
Yeah, it was just that
'cause
layout.
even
Oh
running
wow.
the tail
Shader
whips.
just
The exaggeration looks cool.
okay, cool. That really helps me.
But it might be best we leave it to the physics thread and let that do it instead of trying to animate it and bake it in. Because then we get the problem of like changing direction where the tail doesn't really respond to it. Right?
There's also 130 or 120, I think.
Simulated would look a hell of a lot better.
Backup playlist. I have to choose it.
Considering everything else is, you know. God, this motion feels good. I can't wait for you guys to one day to like test this. Because this feels, I know it might be a little bit jarring to watch, but it feels really good to rotate the camera now. Is that the problem in Streamdot? Overlook.
You don't usually hang out under the desk like this.
So I'm trying to make Z height lurk between lighter and darker using objects pivot, but I think my material is wrong. Yeah, objects pivot point subtracted from world position, right?
If you guys want, I know we just listened to this song, but I also interrupted
That's
it.
the way to go.
Should I just let it play out, or you want to just skip to disturb?
So you should have it right. Let's just add a queue.
Actually, you know what? While you guys
and we will create
fill
a
up the
quick
song
dummy
request,
material.
I'm gonna take a short bathroom break. I'm so happy to get that bug done. So we're gonna have to move. I see a lot more problems with the AI, but at this point we got this.
By camera you mean slime? Huh? Content testing, new material, object, height lurk. Just chuck that on there. Run into the material. So you would do like a object pivot
I don't think
point.
we're finishing the template tonight, but we are going to clean up this AI
World
as
position.
much as possible before I fucking move on.
Subtract the
The rest of the
object
bugs on the
pivot
list are
location,
really,
or
you're waiting
in
for me to get
a
up
case
so
of
you
an
can see my
instance,
feet.
a mesh particle pivot,
The cat's gonna take my chair while
base
I'm in the
color.
bathroom.
We would do that in the Z only, so mask.
Oh, before I go though, hold on. Okay, so it's still not plugged in. Let's see if it works.
Because your pivot point might sometimes be at the bottom, you would add like a offset to move it, right? That could probably happen after the subtract. You could just like add or subtract an amount to reposition it, then of course divide to get your gradient. And then I guess saturate to be safe. So now you can
I think it
freely
worked, but that
move
went
your
the way that happened.
Consumer Reports ranks car brands on
your offset around, and then your divide value will be yours.
I told you I don't need these anymore. I have Sling.
Okay. Morning. I only let Sling deliver the news I need to stay informed. Thank you very much. Nice one.
Nope. Sling gives us all the news we want in a quick and reliable manner.
And at a wonderful price.
This critical time calls for the critical news coverage that Sling provides.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
The most important news at the best price. Sling lets you do that.
Boarding passes?
Check.
IDs?
Check.
Kits?
Check.
Check, please. Did we get upgraded?
Let me check. Yep.
Just checking on you.
American checks all the right boxes to get you there.
Your favorite movies and shows together. Because Disney Plus has Hulu.
Oh, Sean, thank you so much. I appreciate that subscription, man. That shit helps. I appreciate that a lot. Is it Om Pando? Panda is my, so it is Panda? Because I realize it was E. Okay, thank you. I
Your
always want to know what to call
favorites
people. I don't like calling people
Disney
by
Plus
names.
has
I feel
Hulu.
like it's disrespectful, and I want to be respectful. You know what I mean? I respect you, bro.
SoFi is helping me get my money right to
How'd
achieve
you
my
do that?
ambitions. Want to see?
Thank you for telling me what you like to tell.
Like earning more money on my money as a head chef. Ready for
Enough to kill
service?
the ad?
And saving to
You-
give back
yeah,
to
that
local
usually
producers. SoFi can help fund
I mean,
any
I don't
ambition
know
you're
if you like
hungry to
emails, but
achieve,
we got some-
like
we got
investing
some
in
fun
everyone's dinner table. Bank with SoFi to earn a higher APY and an epic welcome bonus. SoFi, get your money right.
Taco
I
Bell's
love
new crispy chicken tacos and
This was
burritos might
especially
make
good
us a
when you
chicken
see that
place.
code.
Then again, tortilla chip
Or if
coating
the girls
does
in
give
text are
taco place. Then again, our sauces are perfect for chicken. So I guess we're a taco place that's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
You know, I thought that comment was going to pull them out of the woodwork. One, two. There's a couple of these.
Don't know how to handle all this? Thumbtack knows. Get recommendations for all your home projects. Hire the right pro
You have
today
the
in
same
San
name for the
Diego.
cats?
To be honest, there'll be a
Trainer?
baron.
I
There'll be a
tried
baron
that
of the
with a
city.
cat once, and this cat was the one cat in the world. I don't have him anymore. This was a
Which
long time
pretty
ago.
much made his
He didn't
fortune
give a shit. He
after
just sat
the
there and
war.
looked at me like, really?
The I
Cat
don't
was
know,
fucking
100-year-old
stoked,
war,
just sitting there
let's
looking
call
at
it.
me.
Let's
He
copy
didn't care.
Avatar
He
there
didn't
for a
jump. He
second.
didn't run. He just looked at me like I was
And he made his money
and
by
I never did the squirt sock squirt. I never
by
squirted the
finding
cat again
riches in the
after
land,
that.
by the mining town, right? So that's how he became the baron. He's more of a business
I don't really. I don't hit my cat.
industrial
I
leader.
can pretty much just say no and they'll run.
And of course, he's got to have like the curvy,
The tone of
the
voice
curvy,
works pretty well.
arrogant wife.
But some cat, the
I was
boys
thinking,
are hard.
like,
I have girls
hmm.
and
There is a bounds node of material, yeah, but bounds
this
doesn't
is
work
not
with
scared,
instances
but,
from
like,
memory.
well, no, she can be skittish. The moment
Bounds,
she thinks she
yeah,
upset,
bounds
she's
only
scared.
works with like,
And
yeah, it doesn't work with instances, so you have to use object mesh particle pivot location.
oh, you do hear the music. That's exactly what you did.
Sid,
And Snow.
welcome in. Hey, Julie, do the thing. What, we need a Julie? What's up, Zid? That's a huge raid. Welcome in.
She's very.
Welcome in, raiders. What's wrong with crafted? Yeah, my materials. I did send you a screenshot and
She doesn't mess with
screen.
a lot of people. She tends to run away from everybody or from little things. Like if I
Object
if I,
pivot point,
if I turn
absolute
on my
roll
little
position,
air
height
duster
subtract,
thing, she'll fucking run.
height fall off.
But she doesn't really
cheap
mess with anybody.
contrast.
She'll get in my
You're only
class,
dividing
she'll
by
flirt
like
with
1
everybody
for the
else,
fall
she's
off.
just like, don't touch her.
But that should work.
But I don't know
It
if
looks
it's a
like
boy
it should
thing or if it's a specifically me thing. The breed is known
Object
for
pivot.
taking more-
Try switching from object position to mesh particle pivot location. So that'll work with instancing. Welcome in, Raiders! Howdy, doing good. How's your game going? It's going good.
Everything just sent me to-
First time raid. Let's get you a shout out. Oh, we already done it. Beanie's on fire today for the shout outs. Z-Code's like the devil just to torture chat. And now we're being passed around like a used sock. That's a good raid.
Our mod enemy.
doing good. What is it you're up to?
Send me
Let's drop you a follow. And
I don't know
have a
if you
look.
guys can read it.
Do you keep your VODs on? I'm gonna go sneaky peek at you. Peek at what you're up to. You do. What were you up to today? It looks like you're programming.
My
Making
old bells
an
snowshoe.
auto-reflect
Elliptical
SQL
name
admin for my
was spelled in
site.
smart. They are part Siamese,
Programming some web-based stuff,
so
from
he was
understanding.
devious. He would get on the stove and eat out of hot
Sneak peek the
pan
code? Yeah,
and
get your
sort of
screenshots
break
ready.
off
On the right
so he
path.
would get burned. Yes, it's just like
Alert.
people. You
Yep,
gotta
got
find the
VODs
perfect
tonight.
way.
Was working on a Go website. Morning session working on C++.
I don't have an issue with squirting cats.
Dungeon
It's just
crawler
that
with
one
80
cat
star.
gets
Is that in the
scared.
previous
You know what
VOD?
I mean? It doesn't hurt them.
Oh, good looking dude.
Siamese.
So,
Actually, my
this is why I'm
sister-
targeting
my aunt when I was a kid.
1.4.
These cats live so fucking
Even
long
though
that they outlived my
you
aunt.
try as low as
Go
one.
div, making
And
auto.
Seems to take out a lot of
Sort of not worth it. It's better to go 120.
both my daughters.
Did I get the right one? I
My
think I did.
grandfather ended up having the cats after his daughter died for years and years and years.
But this is one of the other reasons. Is like you
If
could
there's
support
anything
really
you
old
can do
Android
to
stuff.
show off what you
You
get
got
up to,
120.
I'm happy to pull it up for you.
It's in the
Give
GL
me a
itself.
timestamp of the
Choose
of
one.
proudest achievement of the day.
One too. I mean,
Did I
so
get
what
the
would
right
happen
one?
if we
Quick
tried
demo
that?
of the boss fight.
Ask the
Oh, here's a
spider if he
clip.
takes commission.
And then when you get to the end of the level,
I think there's just like a limit of
It's supposed to be making maps
stuff.
and stuff. So this
So
is
we're still heading in
part
the
of your
same
project?
direction. I mean,
right now it's pretty janky.
one render
this is what we
pass
need for
with
my game,
less
Sabres,
stuff.
tentacles.
Let's change that to 1.2.
Working.
I think we need a
So I've
different.
been chasing a bug for days.
Hell yeah, it's like a dungeon 2D crawler type thing.
Bug didn't exist. I don't even know what to make of this.
And you encounter animals. Sick! Awesome. Oh my god, Doom the original? Yeah, even better. Make sure to follow Zed. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I'm Jidam. I'm working in Unreal Engine. I'm more experienced with Blender than I am game development, but visual scripting helps me achieve the things I want to achieve without having to dive into too much programming. And over the last probably year, we've been working on setting up like global shaders, part optimization, skysphere, water mechanics, global interaction. Yeah, the stylistic look and functionality of the game, time of day system, etc., etc. And we're just pivoting for a little bit because I'm sick of world building into sort of gameplay mechanics and better sort of camera systems. This is the main character, Sable. The game is not called Sable, but I haven't let anyone know what that is yet. But yeah, establishing shading styles, post-processing, all that sort of stuff, and now we're just working on updating the character, some physics simulations, and better
Oh
sort of
no.
control than what the
My Twitch
default
stream is
Unreal
not working.
camera movement and character controller or character component gives us. So welcome in, Raiders. I honestly don't know what he was up to. I just bonked him for his cat with suggested fix here and there. Fair enough.
I'm just doing
I meant
stream
balance of
stuff.
directing pivot to always be at base. I think even if you're using particle pivot, it would assume you can still include bounds. You can try it. There was a reason why I couldn't use bounds before, though, but I might be misthinking there. You can probably get rid of manual offset with bounds. Yeah, can you get the bounds on an instance?
Which access expired. Need reconnect.
I try it. There is get bounds. May as well give it a go.
Okay, let's
Same
see.
primes.
120. Come on.
Yeah, I was saying that before. Mesh particle pivot for instancing will give you the point.
You can always
on
upgrade
a
the shaders,
instance space. Bounds doesn't give
but
you the precision
downgrade
conditions
is kind of.
Yeah, still had issue with it in the past. Yeah, no, you cannot use, yeah, You cannot use get bounds or object bounds directly inside a material in Unreal Engine with material, not material instance.
Okay, so it works,
or
right?
with
Okay,
material
and that
instance.
works still.
Hold on, I'm talking about objects. Why did
We just need to do simple thing.
object bounds?
Generate string length cache text.
Oh, you can use
Cache
object bounds
text.
in
We already have a
material
function
instances,
for it
but
here.
you must enable it manually.
And I knew
Either
that,
static or
but
skeletal mesh objects.
you sort of have to. This is the render text. I think we have to start. You can see that this is not a lot of lines of code.
Object bounds
We're less than
effectively
1,000.
present half extents, box
And
extents
with
of
the other,
objects into
once I
low
start
points.
refactoring and
These
redoing
work on
this,
per
I
object
want to
and
keep
currency
minimizing
when
this
they're
under,
built. Okay, so you could
I want to
use-
say
yeah,
500,
if
but
a pivot point or whatever, you could use
as
the
minimum
bounds to
as
find the center.
possible. But
Yeah, and then bounds
I know it's not
option
always
to
great,
space
but
if it's in center, yeah. Get what
so
I mean?
these
You said
variables, we
manually
might have to
and
move them
offset,
up.
yeah.
But we
To
kind of
put
have to
pivot
keep them
face.
there.
Yeah,
I might have
yeah,
to just
yeah, yeah, we're on the same
regenerate
wavelength
everything.
now.
Void quad cache text. We just have to give it a different name.
So just to check that, what can we check that on?
And I think we'll just make this a const char for now. Text.
Probably just over.
We're not going to
foliage
worry about
shader for a little
positioning
bit.
yet. We're just going to worry about one thing and one thing only.
Foliage.
Moving up some prototype functions.
It's not in here. It's in master materials.
Okay, we're in the wrong
Foliage
file.
Just for the time being, break the base color. So we would get the bounds doesn't give a location, just gives a bounding value. If you still use whatever.
How did I get into the wrong file?
Offset it. Yeah. So you would
That
use
was weird.
pivot.
Whatever. Paying attention to too many things at once.
Pivot points. And then you would use
Which is being stupid.
world position. You would still do the same method. You would subtract the mesh particle
It
pivot
says I'm live, but I'm
location.
not.
It should really be called mesh instance and particle pivot location.
Whatever.
Mask in C.
I feel like a lot of stress is gone now, but I'm just kind of annoyed at the fact
And then
that it wasn't
your
live
offset
code.
would be,
Like, that was
in this
nothing wrong
case,
with
if
my
we're
code.
subtracting.
I'm gonna leave this here as a reminder.
Yeah,
I
offset would be
make
just
a note.
add bounds, object bounds.
Whatever.
Object bounds